Hey y'all, welcome to Sundays with Savly. I'm so happy you're here. So the first video is going to be a little bit heavy. I promised you a real channel, an honest channel, a place to just talk about real things and feelings and whatever. So what's on my mind today is suicide. Not a fun topic, but necessary. I have a lot of friends that are going through really tough times, and after talking to them and going through my own tough times throughout my life, but recently I went through a really rough time, and I just feel like it needs to be talked about. So that's what we're going to do today. I guess the number one thing is you are not alone, no matter how you're feeling. And I know it feels that way. And I know it feels like the black hole is just going to take you down and swallow you and pull you under. And as you're just struggling to breathe and just like, can I reach the surface? It feels like you cannot. But I promise you can. Also, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not here to give advice. I'm not here to tell you to be on pills or off pills or start and stop them. I'm just telling you my experience. I was on antidepressants and anti-anxiety for probably 15 years, and without those at that time, I couldn't have functioned. I couldn't have gotten out of bed. I couldn't have been the mother that got my kids, ready for school and was active in their school and made sure they had a fun childhood and did things. I wouldn't have been able to. My panic attacks were so bad at one point, I couldn't even leave the house. So I understand, and it does get better. In fact, my anxiety one time was so bad I couldn't answer the phone. Just the sound of it ringing made me want to run and hide. My entire physical being had a reaction. My stomach hurt, I'd be sweaty, my heart was like, ugh, I couldn't breathe, I'd be short of breath. It was terrifying. I would unplug it from the wall, I would hide it with pillows, I didn't even want to look at the phone. This is all anxiety, fear for no reason. Fear of things that should not elicit that kind of response from you, physically, emotionally, whatever. So, pills helped me with that. But what I wanted to share with you today is I no longer need those pills. I have learned through behavioral therapy to change your thinking. That record you play in your head, I'm not good enough, everyone is judging me, everyone thinks I'm not okay, everything I say is stupid, the fact that I take up space in this world is pissing everyone off. And that's just not true. I'm okay. The space I take up in this world is good. It's great because I'm me and I'm here for a reason. I'm here to make other people's lives honestly better, because I do know now, that having me in other people's lives is, makes them happy. And before I would have never said that. So your impact in other people's lives is so important, and I know you just don't feel it right now. But your absence would be awful for them. It would be awful, and that's just not the way to go. Let me go back to the changing little things. So let's say you're late for somebody's dinner party or whatever. Instead of walking in from the anxiety point of view, you're just like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you had to wait. I'm sorry traffic was bad. I'm sorry, did I ruin everything? Blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on, right? Change that thinking to something positive. You can say, wow, traffic was really bad. Thanks so much for waiting for me. Because it's okay. They just want your presence there. They're happy you made it. They're happy you're safe. They're happy you're there to talk and laugh and have a good time. Don't be sorry. Just don't be. And I used to say sorry for every little thing. I'm sorry for breathing. I'm sorry for whatever. And y'all think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. It was really, really bad, and it impacted every relationship in my life. One, because I couldn't talk on the phone to people, and texting. And texting has been a blessing, but also a curse because I don't force myself to talk on the phone as much anymore. That's not true, because now that I don't have that anxiety, I'll call anyone, I'll video chat even, it's fine. But back in the day I didn't, and I cut a lot of people out of my life out of fear, and I burned a lot of bridges, so don't do that. If you change your thinking, just little tiny things, into more positive, it will rock your world. I cannot even tell you. Don't give up, I guess. Reach out to people. Don't shut people out. And I know that's what you want to do. When you're feeling this way, when you don't want to be a bother, you don't want to burden them, you don't want to, they have their own problems or whatever. But people care, and I care, and if any of you just need to reach out to me, I will listen. Never judge you. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. This is a hard one to tell. Really hard. But I'm just going to put it out there because maybe somebody needs to hear it. I had my third child, a little boy. He was 4 days old maybe, and I was cutting his nails. He was on our bed, and I was cutting his fingernails, and I cut too close, and he started bleeding. He just screamed, of course, because it hurt, and my immediate thought was, you're a terrible mother. You need to kill him right now. This baby's better off without you. Wow. And this thought came like that. And it was so intense, I can't even describe it to you, but the intensity of it was crazy. And I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. So I left him in the middle of the bed, and I ran into the bathroom. That's just where I feel safe when I have anxiety. Ran into the bathroom, grabbed my phone off the wall. That's how old I am. So I grabbed the cordless phone, and I went to the bathroom, and I called my doctor's office, and I told the receptionist, if he can't see me right now, I'm going to the ER. This is an emergency. And she asked what happened, and I told her. And she said, come in right now, he'll see you. So we went in, and he asked Mike to step out of the room, and he was just talking to me, and he hugged me. This is my OB, and he hugged me so tightly, I'll never forget. And he looked me in the eyes, and he said, you just saved your life, and you just saved that baby's life. He said, that is one lucky little boy, to have a mom so strong, to reach out, to reach out when most people want to hide, because most people don't want to tell others those deep, ugly, raw, scary thoughts. And I did want to run and hide, but the other part of me was like, this isn't normal. These are not rational thoughts. Something is wrong. Something is terribly, terribly wrong. And he just kept saying, that little boy is so lucky. And had I not reached out, my life could be drastically different. Maybe I would have hurt him. Maybe I would have hurt me. Maybe I'd be in prison. There's just a million things that could have gone so wrong. And I'm incredibly thankful that I have the inner strength to do that. And I'm telling you, when you want to hide, don't. Reach out, because it can make the difference. The difference, and you know what I mean by that. So, suicide is not the answer, you guys. Reach out to anyone, and I promise you, the fear of reaching out will immediately be quelled once you do it. You're just going to have this sigh of, oh, I'm so glad I did that. So, reach out and change those negative thoughts, the everyday record, you're not good enough, everything you say is dumb, don't second guess everything you say. do something like start a video that you would have never done before because you thought, who wants to hear me? Who wants to talk to me? You're too fat, you're too old, you're too this, you're too that. Forget that. I don't care anymore. I just want to share my story and hope it helps someone and have a few laughs and make friends and do things I never thought I would do, because anxiety doesn't rule me, depression doesn't rule me. I'm stronger than all that, and I'm a completely different woman. And you can be too. And I'm here. Let's talk about it. What have you gone through? What have you accomplished? What have you, what are you fearful of? Leave some comments.